Good morning and welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Tuesday, May 10th. Cold day in Reno, kind of crazy that, a week ago it was 80 some odd degrees and then it snowed. Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day belated for any of you who happen to be moms. And I think it's actually supposed to be like 90 degrees on Sunday. Oh my God. 86 degrees on Sunday. Crazy. Somebody just recently said to me, it's May. It may be 100. It may be snowing. It may be raining. I guess that's particularly true this year. What's up, lady?
Oh my God, I'm tired.
Why are you so tired?
So I was telling Patrick, do you see how gray my hair is? Missed my appointment.
Why did you miss your appointment?
We were so busy, I canceled it.
We weren't that busy. You were just mad.
I was mad at Patrick all last week. I'm finally
No, she was
not
mad at me for like a day.
No, I've been mad at you all this time. You didn't even know. I've been mad at Patrick for like a week now.
You haven't been mad at me for a week.
I have been, just not like super mad, but I've been mad. Anyways, I'm just
Why were you mad?
Because of what happened in the store. Still mad about that. He doesn't even know.
She's mad about nothing.
See, he's disregarding me.
I'm not disregarding you.
Disregarding me and my feelings and saying that how I feel, it doesn't matter.
That's not what I said.
Do you ladies ever feel that way? He just told me it didn't matter. Matters to me. Anyhow, ladies. Now I'm getting mad. So I had a productive weekend. I don't know about you ladies, but I had a super productive weekend. And you might want to take a seat for this. I used my scan and cut.
Oh my God. She was like, oh my God, my scan and cut is so beautiful. My scan and cut's gonna stay out.
I made a place for it. I cleared an area, and that led me to another conundrum because I have
She's
too much
like,
stuff.
I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff, and I'm like, really? You're never gonna use it? And she's like, I
It's
don't
my
think I'm ever
scrapbooking
gonna
stuff.
use
I don't
it.
know about you ladies, but I, when you're somebody that makes stuff, usually make all sorts of stuff. So
You don't think you're ever gonna go back to scrapbooking? She said last night.
Maybe
I don't think I'll ever go back to scrapbooking.
Maybe when I have grandkids, like, what am I going to do? Although I have some beautiful scrapbook pages with wonderful memories on them where I wrote and I journaled, and I don't remember anything. So I read those and I go, oh my God, I remember that. And that was so special. And that was so wonderful. So, yeah, I have stuff for everything. So
She has so much scrapbooking stuff, like
I did.
shelves.
I
of
did
scrapbooking
because
stuff.
I also worked at that scrapbooking store, and I took it very seriously.
She was like they
I
had
loved it.
contests, and she would always win the contests, and there was just one other person that could compete. She took it very seriously.
I took it very seriously. And so I have trouble, like, getting rid of all that stuff. And then I have my knitting and I have my jewelry stuff. That's really it.
So, but you think you won't go back to?
Maybe I would. Right now I'm consumed with sewing, right? So anyways, this is, okay, I got to talk to you about this. So, where is it all?
This is normally
Anna
where you're
told
like,
me-
I left it.
Anna told me about this amazing pattern, and it's called French Roses, which is soft
What is
edge
bear
applique.
making?
She would make teddy bears.
Oh, you make teddy bears, Karen?
Yeah.
I
Remember
didn't know
Sage
that.
used to make teddy bears? When I was in college, Sage went to Philadelphia School of Art, and she would make out of vintage fur jackets, because you could get them back then. This is like in the 80s.
Sure, you could still get them.
But not like you could then. And like, so, and she would take those, remember those like black curly fur jackets? And anyways, but she would make teddy bears out of them. They were so fantastic. So, okay, French roses. Anna told me about this, and then you know how you become obsessed with something in your head and you can't stop thinking about it? So, this is the pattern. I know you're looking at it and going, perfect for scan and cut, right? Well, what I did was, do I have them here? I got out my plastic. What do you call that stuff? I traced them and I cut them because I don't scan and cut. And then I went, oh my God, I have to trace these and cut them.
How many times?
And it's gonna get on the edge of the fabric when I trace it, the ink. And then what pen am I gonna use? And then I have to use a friction pen and then iron it away. And then what a pain in the butt. Okay, so when the pain of doing it this way is greater than the pain of me forcing myself to learn my scan and cut, I called Anna. And I remember Michelle saying things like, there's 2 canvases, although I didn't remember which was what. And then, sometimes you need a friend to just help you through it. And so that was Anna for me. I cut on my scan and cut. First of all, I got out my fabric mat because I had a fabric mat that I'd never used. And it would not take my mat. It would take my low tack. It would take my standard. It would not take my fabric mat. So then I thought in my head, maybe I need to update my machine.
She didn't even ask me.
I didn't even ask Patrick.
She actually did ask me, and I go,
oh, I did.
don't know.
I did, and he wouldn't help me.
That is not true.
He didn't. Well, he could have helped me.
I didn't know the answer. She came up like, why doesn't it take my scan and cut? And I was like, I'm not sure. We can call. I was thinking we could call Alex or we could call Michelle.
I updated my machine. I watched a Faye Fan Balzer video where...
Did you update it wirelessly or with the...
It wouldn't take it wirelessly, so I had to do USB. For some reason, I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't do... Maybe it didn't do wirelessly because I was not up to date. So, and then it took my mat. And then I cut all my shapes. So I started this. Isn't this cute? So I'm going to finish it. Maybe we'll do a class because it was super fun. Like you cut out the back. I've never done anything quite like it. So, and then after I did all of that, I said, oh my God, you are staying out. And then we did our sew along, and Kim, who's on here right now, was telling me how we were talking about the appliques for the Sweet Land of Liberty pillow and how she just hit the cut button and sent it. And I've never done that.
So we're going to do a Technique Tuesday video of that.
Michelle's going to, because remember, I'm still a baby scan and cut user.
But,
Baby steps.
so you know how I said, like, I often think in terms of Disney? Don't say,
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. But this was, okay, so this is Promenade, the fabric line that we have for Moda. And it's so stinking cute. And I'm going to get some of these patterns, and I don't know if anyone would be interested, but then you throw this in the laundry and it gets all raw edge, and but it was really, really, really fun. And the cutting was so fun, and creating the design once I got my fabric mat working, because I couldn't, and so I just used my standard mat for the first one, and then I used my fabric mat, and I learned stuff about the wrench. I used the wrench. It was pretty easy.
And
it was a little frustrating because I couldn't do some things. It was amazing because I just couldn't imagine cutting all this.
Well, and imagine having to buy dyes.
I feel like there's a time and a place for dyes. Like, churn it out. But I don't know. If I can just
like
do it all on the
pull
Scanica
it off the pattern and separate everything, and
it was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to do that, Kim. I'm gonna do that. I was like, maybe I shouldn't be sitting here cutting my applique. Some of them are really complicated. I actually enjoy it, but maybe there is like maybe
but you know, then it messes with your hands, and you're like, I was cutting too much.
That's the only thing that injures me is paper piecing, because I'm such an aggressive presser. Ironer. Okay, I did also. Did anyone like that? Is anyone interested? I didn't see anyone's go. That looks like fun. It was really fun. Last night I didn't want to come to bed. Patrick's like, you better come up here. And I did 3 of the blocks, and I was like, oh, I just, you know, when you're working on a project and you just want to keep going, I just was like, oh, I just want to keep going because I'm going to do a small one.
I did not want her to start her week like
exhausted like I am right now because I stayed up late. I stayed up late. Okay. Ta-da! We finished.
So Kim Foro is interested in that pattern.
Okay, let's do it. We're doing it. Here is Sweet Land of Liberty. And
you're holding it sideways. That's upside down.
There we go. I was looking at it going, wait, that doesn't look right.
How come at this sweet...
I was like, my pie is sideways. So look at that quilting. Ignore him. Look at... Okay, ladies, ignore Patrick. Is that so cute? Sweet. Look at that quilting. Oh my. I was putting it together, and it was so sweet. It was like I had eaten candy. That's how sweet it was. Look at the pinwheels and the frosting. I thought this was pretty quick because I did one session where I did the flange and the border quilting in the morning. It took me probably like an hour and a half to quilt that part. It's so worth it though because I mean look how adorable. I used all my scraps and my scraps are my back, so I just make a scrappy back, and then
Is that worth a Technique Tuesday video? Because
no.
I feel like a lot of the ladies have been like, how do you do your scrappy backs?
I just take pieces and sew them together and then cut them and add another piece and add another piece and now. Because it's like, it would be different for everyone. I walk into her room and
she's got her backs laid out on the floor.
Yeah, I lay down all the pieces and I just start sewing them together. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I should add some stuff where it's like some diagonals or maybe like an embroidery design in the back. Wouldn't that be cute? I have one where I put an embroidery design on the back because I messed up on it. So I was like, oh, I'll just make it part of my scrappy back.
Is that kind of like when you change a tattoo?
From like
you've got like an old girlfriend's
you
name,
have what's her name? Ariana Grande, and then you change it to Kim Kardashian.
Never. Is that a Pete Davidson thing?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Remember they got tattoos? But if you haven't gotten this kit, you should get it. It was so fun and cute and fairly fast. I mean, I'm saying fairly fast. None of it's fast, but you know, it's not going to take you. You could do it in a weekend. Let's
talk just for a second because I wasn't really aware until I got home, but it sounds like the Facebook stream dropped yesterday. And quite frankly, I don't really know why. Facebook has significantly more issues with live streams than YouTube. And that's just kind of the reality of it. Even when we stream directly to Facebook, we have significantly more problems. So maybe next time in the sew along group, rather than putting the link to the Facebook live stream, which is what I did yesterday, I'll put the link. I'll put the link to the YouTube live stream.
You can put the link to the YouTube, and then it'll stay there because we did have problems. I think
no, when they click on the link, they're gonna end up on YouTube anyways.
Okay.
But I think the quality of the YouTube videos are higher. I just whatever their compression algorithms are better. So we have less issues.
So, we still don't have fabric mats or rotary blades. But I was using my fabric blade, and fortunately I had a fabric mat, which I was so sad because I was ready to cut, and I looked through my mats in my bag, and I only had the standard and the low tack, and then I looked on my wall, and there was a fabric mat. I was so excited. Yeah, so sorry if you were watching on Facebook and then it just dropped and then I tried to get it back up there.
Yeah, Gwen, it wasn't that it was dropping for people. It literally dropped. It stopped live streaming to YouTube, to Facebook.
So many commercials. Ooh. Well, we were doing it live.
But I think even then they
ooh, there's so many commercials.
Yes,
Allison, I think you could do the Liberty pillow in the 5x7. I know there's some double
it's
hooping.
snowing again.
But if you want to have the quilting, I mean, I was using an 8x12. You needed an 8x12 to do the background quilting. And
Grauple, if we're
I
getting
think you need a
specific,
6x10. I think you need a 6x10 for the kit. Well, you know what? There's a double hooping. I think you can do 5x7 for the whole thing with double hooping. So, what else did we want to talk? I had a couple of things to talk to you about. Number one.
Well, we need to do the giveaway.
Patrick can do that. While he's doing that, I want to let you know the Harvest Table event, the Kimberbell Harvest Table event is up. We are doing that on July 15th. So if you want to sign up now. That way you can guarantee yourself a kit because it looks like they have been selling out of kits. And I think I put us in for 20 or 25. So get signed up for that. It's going to be super cute, super fun. I made a list this morning. I was like, this is what I'm going to talk to you about. 2 scoops. I think fabric kits are going to be here today. I didn't check my shipping confirmation, but it was supposed to be here today. Hopefully everything is still running on time. I will let you know if you did not get a kit, I got extras. So you're going to want to do that one with us and make sure you sign up. And it's still up on our site at 20% off. As far as Land of Liberty, I still have some of those kits. They're still on the site. I think they're on at 10% off. So if you see this and you go, oh my God, it's so cute, then get the kit. It's going to be so great for your home decor as a present. Where are we putting ours, Patrick?
What,
on
that
our
one?
bed? We need a bench. We don't have
We
a bench.
have a bench in the guest room and downstairs. We have 2 benches in the house. I
Yeah,
don't know
but
what
it's
you're
always
talking
covered
about.
with stuff. It's always covered with your stuff. Okay. And Michelle put a class up.
I did. I'm just getting the info for it.
Okay, Michelle will give you the info for this, and she will talk to you about it. Edge to Edge. So we're doing an Edge to Edge dime event. That is up on the calendar, and I think it is on June. Let me look. Leave. June. Oh, I'm getting sleepy. I'm getting sleepy, ladies. June 22nd. So the Dime Edge to Edge event is going to be June 22nd from 1 to 2:30. And they're just going to be talking about Edge to Edge. If you want, I could probably do another. I haven't done an Edge to Edge class in a while. Edge to Edge on the embroidery. So maybe we'll do that and then we'll do an actual live class.
I don't see cancel.
What is it? I don't know what you're referring to, Rolo. Good morning from Tennessee. Room full. It'll be perfect, Stephanie. You need to sign up and get the pillow kit because it's so cute. Oh, I don't see. It's so cute. All I sell is the fabric. You have to get the rest of it from Kimberbell. Meaning the design and the quilting designs. And the quilting designs, look how cute they are. Although you could, at this point, I have so many designs, I don't know if I need to get any more. But they're always just so cute, and they just make the pillow look so adorable. You know what we're going to do? I think, when should we start our challenge? I've got a challenge for you.
What's the challenge?
I don't want to talk about it until we actually start it.
Okay, then stop talking about it.
I'm just so excited to do it, though.
So where are our tickets?
Tickets.
They're right there underneath the pattern. Right there, Jeannie.
Let's do a giveaway.
So rules of the giveaway are simple.
No, it's going to be these.
I thought we were doing these and these.
No, if they don't want this, then they get this. Are we doing this with this?
That's what we said we were going to do.
That's not what we said. That's not what we said.
Okay.
Do you want to do this and this?
Well, I mean, you tell me. I thought we said that we would do that.
No, we said if you don't want this, if you're from out of town and then you can't come, then you get one of these.
Okay.
Do you want to do this and this? And then if you can't come, then you don't get a ticket.
That'd be fine.
Okay, so what we're going to do is that you get this. So this is, Dime makes, and we carry this in the store, they make fine line. And we talked about this. Fine line is going to be great for fine text and detail. And remember, I talked about the eyelashes on the Disney Princess.
Weight? 60 weight.
Yeah, these are 60 weight threads. You can also use this like in your bobbin, but I'd keep this. I keep this for when I want fine detail. So we have 3 different sets.
So are those scissors up, by the way? The snips?
Oh, they should be up. And if you go onto the website and you look at, and I put them on, thank you for mentioning that because I would have forgotten all about that. We've been doing deal of the weeks, and I did put a deal of the day, and then we'll add some deal of the weeks. But if you put OESD perfect, I think it'll come up. And they're the perfect snips. Perfect. They're the first thing that came up for me, and I put them on for a little bit more than 20% off. So they're on there for $16.99.
So I've always talked about how much I love the titanium snips from, and we have them from Tula Pink, but they're the same Femore snips. But the other day I was over at the OESD wall and I commented on the OESD snips because I've never noticed them. They're on the OESD wall, not our scissor wall. And Jeannie was like, oh my God, those are
I can't live without
the
them.
best snips. So we started talking about them and I'm like, we have a lot of them. And she's like, well, I bought them to do a daily deal, but then forgot about them. So, so they're up as daily deal.
Okay, I wonder if I could do a little demo with them. Are you holding it? I purposely didn't trim everything on here because I was like, oh, I'll do how do I get this there? So they're so fantastic because they have like that little hook. I don't know where I'm holding this. And you can just put the hook underneath the thread and I flip it back and forth. And then you just cut it. But I love to do it with my jump threads that go in between, and I cut from one direction and then I flip it around and I cut it from the other direction.
Well, and didn't we kind of figure out, and I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me on this quite yet, but didn't we kind of figure out that it looks like Femore does the tools for OESD?
Oh yeah,
too?
they do. These are the same.
So I mean, they are a Femore tool.
Well, I wouldn't bet my life on it, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, we've seen their embroidery sets.
They just came out with like a new. They just came out with a new like scissor set, and it's the same as that cute Femore set that we've carried. I wanted to cut jump threads, but I'm not seeing any. Because it's perfect.
So now, would you use those as applique scissors?
No. No, I mean, I use these. These are, for me, I purely use them as like, just for like trimming. Just like the jump threads and things like that. The
fine threads, because you can get underneath
I use my other scissors for everything else, but I can't live without these. And I had 2 pairs at my house, and now I have 0. So,
well, that's because that pair is from your pair at the house.
But it says A1 Vacuum and Sewing, so I brought it back because I thought I stole it. That's our sticker here for the store. So I was like, oh my God, I stole that from the store, so I brought it back, and now I can't find any at my house.
So then, Kim asked about applique scissors. Your favorite applique scissors are what?
I mean, I love the Femore scissor sets. And I mean, the titanium snips, my favorites. Let me grab it. You can talk to them. Why don't you do one of the giveaways?
So, while Jeannie's looking for that, and we're just doing 3, right?
We're doing 3.
Yeah.
Not enough?
No, that's fine. So with the giveaway, if you're out of town and you win, we just ask that you pay the actual cost of shipping. We do use a random comment picker. Do they? I thought you said they didn't have to answer the question this time.
We 2 have to answer and 1 doesn't.
So we're going to basically, for somebody who doesn't answer the question, we'll give 1 away. But for 2, you have to answer the question. So let's go here and start. I don't even remember what the question was. Do you?
I don't either. What was the question? Secretary Mundy, what's the question?
Cheryl Palian. Patrick, you are in trouble today.
Ooh, Cheryl, you're a winner. Yes, he is.
I'm not in trouble today.
You are.
Why?
Because you disregarded my feelings.
I can validate your feelings and still not agree with them.
I don't even remember what you disregarded.
So,
my
Cheryl
feelings about.
Palian, you're getting a ticket to the quilt show.
Woo!
And a fine line pack of
Congratulations,
whites.
Miss Cheryl. We'll put this together in a little bag for you.
Okay.
Let me make a sticker, because you know what happens if we don't do it now? I forget, and then we can't remember who won. And
Yes, I need those and the curved straight ones. So pull a set of
shoot,
OESD.
I don't know if I'll put the curve straight up as a deal of the day too. Don't get it yet, Kim, and I can put it with your stuff. But curved straight.
And then second set's going to be greens, French Navy, Merlot, Blue Pride, and a pass. And we'll figure out what the question was.
Was it about the quilt show? Was it? I asked them what they want us to bring to the quilt show.
Oh, is that
I
what it
asked
was?
them what they wanted us to bring to the quilt show. Oh, no.
Pick another winner.
We have to pick another winner. Sorry. What do you want us to bring to the quilt show was the question.
Thread kits and embroidery hoops.
Thread
Marilena
kits.
Moss.
I think Marilena Moss just won, didn't she? She's like
Winner,
obviously...
chicken dinner. Marilena Moss wins that set. And then last set is going to be date bone Havana Brown and caramel and a ticket. And let's see.
Kim, I'm adding those scissors, and if you want to go on there, you can purchase it, and don't put you can put local pickup, and that way I'll combine it with your other stuff if you want. Times
Heather Mundy. That's
Oh
awesome
my God, she
that's
popped
like
up
you got led.
again.
So embroidery hoops, rulers, and thread kits.
perfect,
So
because Patrick and I are ordering for the show right now.
Congratulations to Miss Mundy. And that was fortuitous. So congratulations. Do we have much else to talk about today?
Let's just talk about some upcoming classes that are happening, and
So we will be we are closed for Memorial Day. I've had a couple of folks ask about plans for Memorial Day. I will be climbing in Yosemite. Jeannie and the kids will be enjoying a beautiful long weekend. And we will be closed that Saturday. So we're closed both that Saturday and that Monday. And then we will make the announcement in the next day as to whether we will be closed or open on the 21st. Jeannie and I are going to go to Violet's last ever club soccer game. And
yes, No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We've enjoyed it. I've spent lots of time with Violet, lots of girl time, made some great friends because that's, when you don't have a lot of free time.
This is how it goes. She's like, you're going to the next tournament. And I'm like, okay, you're going to run the store on Saturday.
And then I go.
She's like, I'm going to the tournament.
I'm less valuable at the store. Patrick's
That's
more
so not
valuable,
true.
and I'm less valuable.
That's so not true.
So, and I don't like running the store. I don't like it.
So a couple of those weekends, it was like, somehow I ended up being the only one at the store.
He doesn't mind that. That gives me
Makes
such
my day
anxiety.
go so fast.
But yeah.
So I blink and then it's 4.
Yeah. So it's gonna be bittersweet. It's bittersweet to see it end.
It's gonna be it's a sad weekend for Violet because she loves it so much.
And she like cries.
You can't even if you talk about it.
Can't
all
even
of a
bring it
sudden
up.
she starts crying. So
I'm like, oh my God, you're crying again. I'm like the least sympathetic mother. I'm so.
She's like, I can't believe you're crying. Get out of here.
No, I don't tell her to get out of here. Well, there have been times. And I don't say get out of here. I was like, you need to go to your room until you can pull it together. And you guys don't think I'm so mean. It's out of context.
I'm not trying to make you seem mean.
He makes her cry too. It's not just me.
Yeah, no, she cries a lot.
But she's
as soon as you mention something that's upsetting to her, she's crying. And
but
she's like, I don't know why I'm crying.
It's not even like, super something that's like super. She just, anyways.
She gets emotional.
Now they're gonna think I'm so mean. They think I'm Amber Heard, that I beat you, and that I emotionally abuse. I did say to Violet because we are always working on Saturdays, and I said, "Are you gonna be emotionally scarred because Mommy and Daddy haven't gone to your games?" And she goes, "No, Mommy, I understand," is what she says. But it is the last game, so we are gonna go because.
So on Saturday,
Alex
was like, if Dax is going to come in, I hadn't talked to Dax about it yet. And
we still have it.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did. So he needs to confirm, but he thinks it should be fine. So, but we will make that announcement shortly. Our plan wasn't to have 2 Saturdays in a row where we're closed.
Why are we closed the other one?
Because it's a holiday weekend.
I'm working.
No, you're not.
My ladies need me. I'm going to be here for you.
No, you're not. So, in any case.
What are we doing?
I'm going to Yosemite. You were supposed to be at a tournament in San Diego.
You can come to Quilt Retreat with me.
I better just come and work.
No.
You can come to Quilt Retreat with me.
So everybody else is not working. So unless you really want to open the store, you're gonna be here for the kids. I was gonna take my son climbing, and he's like, I don't know if I want to climb that weekend. And then Violet was gonna be gone, and then I committed to going to Yosemite with somebody else.
Remember what Kai said at dinner last night?
Ginny doesn't know how to say peanut sauce.
I do. We had Thai food.
She kept going, will you pass the peanut sauce? But that's not what she was saying. And finally I was like, can you not pronounce peanut sauce? And she's like, what am I saying? And I'm like, you're saying something else. And then my son goes, you're asking for sauce of the peanut variety, but she wasn't pronouncing the T.
It was so funny. We were laughing so hard.
I was like, oh my God.
And then they asked me to say, I was like, peanut sauce. I'd like the peanut
sauce. And I'm like,
sauce,
that's not
please.
what you're asking for. So anyways.
Wait, classes. So let's go ahead and let's
I'm going to go open the store, but regardless, we are closed that long holiday weekend. And we'll let you know this week if we're going to be closed also on the 21st. So, okay. All right.
Michelle, would you like to talk to them about your class? And then I think I am going to, let me grab, I will be right back.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab some stuff so we can talk about the other classes.
Good morning. Hello, everyone. All right. Scanica Playbook class. The first session of the Scanica Playbook class is up on the calendar for June the 28th, which is a Tuesday, from 10 to 1. We're going to cover chapters 3 through 8. So, in order to sign up for the class, you have to own the Scanica Playbook because we will be covering copyright material from the book. Good morning, Gail, Betty, and Ellie. So you have to already have the book. Now, here's the caveat. We don't have any copies in the store. So I will repeat this again if you have interest in it and you don't already own a Scanica Playbook. All right. So we are going to cover parts of the playbook. And hopefully there won't be much of a crossover between the Scanica Playbook and the Get to Know Your Scanica class, because we're not going to turn this class into a Get to Know Your Scanica class. So the chapters that we'll be covering are chapters 3 through 8. So you'll need to read those chapters, and it has to do
Homework, ladies.
It has to do essentially with Canvas Workspace, both the web-based version and the PC-based version. In the supply list, I gave you a link to both of those versions, and you do need both of them because they're different. We're going to talk about how they're different and why they're different. And if you haven't already connected your Scanica to your home network, we're going to be covering that too. So what I want to mention though is we're only covering basic stuff, what's in the book, chapter 3 through 8. So if you have advanced questions on Scanica Canvas, this is not the class to ask them in because I'm targeting this class for really true beginners that know nothing about Canvas. Thank you, Miss Michelle. I love polka dots, and so I love them too. So I really want to target this for beginners. So if you have any questions about Scanica that are advanced beyond chapter 3 through 8, please don't sign up for this class thinking that you can ask them in this class because I don't want to make the newbie people feel overwhelmed. So chapter 3 through 8, that's what we're going to cover in this class. June the 28th, 10 to 1, and I'll take 10 in that session. And if it fills up and you don't get in, let me know because I'll put a second session on.
There is no link. So as far as the Scanica Playbook goes, they are redoing the Scanica Playbook. So when it's sold out in what month are we in the fall?
Yeah.
I think it sold out in the fall. They didn't make it so you can't purchase them.
You can't reorder it yet because they're adding the rotary cutter to it.
Yeah. So there'll be a new Scanica Playbook, and when that comes out, Michelle will offer the class again. So you do have to have the Scanica Playbook.
And I did mention that right off. If you don't already own the book, don't sign up for this class because we can't get the book. Now, for those of you that are thinking, well, I have this Scanica book, and now there's a new one coming out. Please, there's nothing new in it other than the rotary cutter because there's nothing new that's changed other than the rotary cutter. So, and my connection. So thank you. And my connection, but my connection essentially is going to, in my book, my connection is going to be covered as a separate class with just Luminaire owners because that's the only person that it applies to. So there won't be that much difference in the new book. It'll still have all the same content, but just with my connection and the rotary cutter. So no, don't fear. It's kind of like the Luminaire Playbook. When the Luminaire Playbook came out, everybody's like, "Oh, I got to get a new one now because I got a Luminaire too." No, it just only had what was new. So, okay. What else is coming up?
Other classes that are coming up. There is going to be multi-needle mastery. If you haven't signed up yet, this is for the multi-needle. And you are going to be working with this bag was already constructed?
Yes, they're going to be working with a pre-made blank. And this actually is one of the built-in letters on the multi-needle. So we're going to be working with the built-in letters. So we're going to learn how to add built-in fonts to that built-in letter so that you can use some of the stuff that's built in on your machine. We're going to learn how to resize it. This one, the front of it, you're going to hoop in the standard 4x4 hoop that came with the machine. If you have fast frames, if you have jerky hoops, if you have snap hoops, any of the other hoops, I'll be doing a demo of those on the back side of the bag at the end of class. But for class itself, so that everybody can play along, unless you already know how to use your snap hoops, we're going to be, sorry, quit banging on the table. We're going to be just using what's built in the machine, and we're going to be using the 4x4 hoop that came with the machine.
And this is a great class if you've been thinking about getting a multi-needle and you want to see what you can do with it. So
yeah, if you just want
a great demo class for you to take.
Yeah, if you want to just audit the class and not and you don't have a machine to sew it on, that's cool too. You can audit. There's just some things that you can do on a multi-needle that you just cannot do on a flatbed machine. And then there are tools, different types of hoops and stuff that are available for multi-needle machines that are not available for flatbed machines because they're just different. But please don't think that you can't do everything you do on your flatbed on your multi-needle, because I quilt on mine. So just like I do on my Luminaire, I quilt the same way on my multi-needle. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
Sweet Land of Liberty pillow. That's going to be, this one is coming up. This is next week. I think and I know it got confusing because I sent out like 3 different dates because we had to change our dates. But this is going to be happening next Wednesday, and it's going to be the Scanica version that's going to happen first. I'm going to be reaching out to you ladies because there might be a miscut in the fabric. So this fabric right here, I'll send you a note. But I'm going to have you check your fabric packs.
All right, I'm going to just reiterate on that one too, is I made it a prerequisite in the instructions that you must have taken the Get to Know Your Scanica class before this. So please know that you need to know how to open Canvas, you need to know how to follow along in Scanica Canvas, and you need to know how to cut fabric on your Scanica, because it's a 2-hour class. I want to show you how to develop a pattern, create a pattern so that you can make all of your quilting patterns in Canvas if you want and have the machine cut them. So in order to do that in 2 hours, I can't. I'm just going to quickly review the basics in the beginning, and you'll just have to follow along as best you can if you have not already had that class and you signed up anyway.
Yeah, that is a prerequisite. Scanica, Get to Know Your Scanica. And, oh my goodness, I love my Scanica. And that's the whole reason I got it.
Jeannie used her Scanica this weekend, and she came in with this project that just blew me away. I'm like, I love that.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
I was just, that's the whole reason I have the Scanica.
Were you scared?
I don't know, maybe a little bit, because I've heard of things that could happen, that could go wrong, and when everything went so right, once I was able to figure out, there's things I don't know, like it brought in the design with a double line, so I had to take one off and throw it away, and then use the other one, like things like that I don't know. It could be scary, but I was on the phone with Anna, and Anna was helping me out, so it was not as scary when a friend is holding your hand. As far as the serger bag, they were mailed out to me yesterday, and shipping confirmation says I should have that on Thursday. So if you are taking the 3-pocket serger bag, I will have your patterns. If you want a just copy of it for now, I can send that to you as well. But I will have those patterns on Thursday, and then I'll get those out to you.
So Jeannie, can they just type in crab apple heel for that to bring up the classes?
Just type in crab apple hill, because it'll pull up the class, it'll pull up the pattern, it'll pull up all of that stuff.
It'll pull up the sections of the class, Jeannie's section and my section.
Yep.
And then it'll pull up the pattern itself. So just crab apple heel, and that'll take you where you need to go for that specific Sweet Land of Liberty.
Kim,
project.
You're not going to see that French Roses pattern yet because I haven't even gotten them. I wanted to sew it out first, try it out, and see how I liked it, and I loved it.
I have to have one too now. Me too.
So cute. We're going to do it. It's going to be super fun. And there were some there were some modifications I did to my machine to make it so it sewed it easily, and there'll be some helpful hints.
So did you do that as a did you turn it into an embroidery design in Design Center, or did you sew it out freehand?
I sewed it out.
Just
Yep.
You
I
did
just
the,
sewed it. I did all the.
You did
well,
the
there's
free motion juju thing?
well, there was no free motion. I just had to outline
Go
the,
well, if it didn't-
petals.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, but it was super. It was just fun too. It was
It's really
fun.
cute.
It was easy.
I
was,
love the.
I
love
read the
free-
pattern the first time and I was like, I'm totally confused. And I looked for an online tutorial and couldn't find one. So, and then I had to take a deep breath and read it over again. And I was like, okay, I get this. This isn't that hard. So this class is going to be coming up as well on, I better add that to my cart so I don't forget. Where is it? So the following week, the week of May. Oh, Michelle's gone that week?
I'm gone, yes.
I know Michelle's leaving us.
I'm
for a
going
week.
to retreat again.
I guess we don't have that coming up. I thought that was coming
It is
up sooner.
afterwards.
It's the week afterwards?
It's the week afterwards.
Okay,
I
there
think.
is
So
an
it's
accessory
after-
class. So if you want to take the Baby Lock Brother accessory class, that's going to be happening on the 27th. The week of the 29th. I don't have it there either. When is it? Oh, it's going to be a while from now. I think it's after. Okay. Well, I was going to talk about this, but I think I was looking at the wrong month. But don't forget, Michelle's going to be doing this class, and this class is
The advanced quilt software, advanced quilt design software. So remember, there's 2 sections to that class. One section is just a 1-hour class in the beginning of June, I believe.
I think it's on the 6th.
Yeah, on
Or
the
the 7th.
On the 7th of June from 11 to 12. It's a Zoom class. You have to sign up on the website. I'm going to just demo the software for you so you can see what it does. So if you think that, now again, I'm going to repeat, this is not embroidery software. It does not use an embroidery machine. It is not long arm quilting software. It does not need a long arm quilting machine. This is just quilt design software that allows you to create your own basic quilts. So it has like 300 blocks built in. You have the option of making your own blocks. You can add stripping. You can add sashing. You can add, you can change things around. You can shuffle the colors. I mean, literally, you can put your own fabric in, which is what I did with that. Your own fabric. You just put a picture in there of your own fabric, and then you can see what it looks like in your own fabric. So on that, it's just from 11 to 12. It's just an hour. I'm going to do a quick demo on Zoom. And then you can ask questions via the chat box on Zoom, and I'll address the questions at the end of that hour. The second class, the one, and you do not have to, it is not required to own the software to sign up for that Zoom demo class. The other class where we actually construct this little guy here, it's just a little wall hanging, or you can go however far you want on. You have to own the software to participate in this class. So, and this class is on the 21st of July from 10 to 1 p.m. So 2 different classes. I think this thing, and you guys know I'm not really a quilter. Although I never said I couldn't, I just said I didn't. I just said I didn't. But I want you to look at my points, and that is because the Scanica cuts them and adds the seam allowance for me. So that's the biggest thing for me is I don't have to cut all these pieces. And also it calculates the amount of fabric. It calculates how many of each piece that you need based on the fabric that you selected. So it does a lot of the work for you. So I'm just left with the fun stuff, and that's just to sew it together because I do love to sew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was,
This is so fun. This is so much fun.
yeah, so those are going to be coming up. And Michelle always comes back with, so did you see Michelle's posting on Facebook with all of the things she did with that fabric?
Oh, yeah. So I did. If you're not on my Michelle Sews Facebook page, you should probably join along. But for those
If you
of
want to be inspired.
that wanted to know when the sale date was on Cami Lulu fabrics for the sewing printed fabric that I brought in last week, that round opened on the 1st of May and will close on the 15th of May. And you can go to camilulu.com. It is a pre-order, and it's currently open. So you can order that, and there's lots of other prints that go with that that collection. So it's there. And yeah, I put all my whatever I sew, whatever I stitch, all goes on my Michelle So's Facebook page. So if you want to see what I've been busy with right now, this weekend I did 15 flip pocket folios.
You made 15 of those?
But
Did
don't
you post pictures of them?
Not yet, because they're for the retreat ladies, and some of the retreat ladies are on my Facebook page, so I can't do it.
That is crazy.
I do.
You were a machine. You were assembly lining.
I always love to bring presents to the retreat ladies, especially since they were so welcoming my first time that I went to retreat.
I hope there's no fighting over trash cans.
I'm going to stop and buy some at Walmart, so there will be no fighting over trash cans. But
the things that people fight over.
Yeah. So it's still a term of endearment because I don't engage in stuff like that. I'm like, oh well, it's not my problem; it's their problem. So I just don't engage. But the ladies are all avid quilters, and I am not. I'm a bag maker. And I always wanted to go to Jen's retreat, so I did go to Jen's retreat, and it was amazing. And they looked at me and they went, "What do you mean you don't quilt? What do you do?" I said, "Well, I make bags." And for a while, nobody talked to me. And then all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, well, I guess you can sew." So, but I'm going to shock them this year because I did buy a quilt top for a Halloween quilt.
Yeah.
In the spur of the moment, because everybody was doing a frenzy on Etsy buying all these kits up. So I bought a kit to regularly quilt, not machine quilt, but regularly quilt, a regular quilt kit. And then I got it in the mail and I'm like, why did I buy this? So I have that in my bag to take with me to retreat. So when I show up this year and they say, "What bags did you bring to sew on?" I'm going to go, "Oh, I brought a quilt."
Yeah. Can you believe that? That'll
Yeah.
be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing because how many ladies go on that retreat?
Well, normally we have 17. This year we
That's
have
a
14.
lot of,
Yeah.
That's a lot of ladies to,
Yeah, so when
get along, and everyone likes the same temperature the house is at, and everyone, that's a lot of ladies.
It is a lot of ladies.
The older we get, the more set in our ways we get,
and
I
then
think.
we have issues on trash cans.
And trash cans.
So I've got a trash can that I'm going to put a bow on for her, and I'm just going to leave it for her. Yeah, she's going to have her own trash can.
My kids were fighting last night over, because the way we sit is, I sit at the head of the table.
As it should be.
And then to my left is Patrick, and we have our table. We have a long table, and it has like a hard bench against the wall, and then nice, chairs that go around the outer edge. And I sit at the head of the table. Patrick sits on the hard bench.
I like the hard bench, though.
To the left of me. And then Violet sits to the right of me. And then Kai sits next to her. Well, I told them that I think Momo should sit at the table. I'm going to move them all down. The kids can move down. And then Momo can sit next to me. But we didn't really do that. That's just a joke. And but Violet, where she sits, is the leg of the chair. So she takes her legs, and her legs have to go either way. Because the leg is there. And I go, well, why don't you just scoot down more? And she's like, no, this is my chair. This has always been my chair. This is where I sit. Because Kai is complaining because her legs
are in his space.
Yeah, because the leg of the chair is there. So she takes her legs and sticks them to the right where Kai is. So he says, why don't you man spread? And Violet... They were arguing. Violet's like, I am not man spreading. That's not comfortable. That's not how I like to sit. I go, well, just scoot down. And then Kai just scoot down, and Violet can scoot down, but she refuses. I go, why don't you switch seats? And she refuses to do that because this is her seat, so she just wants to put her legs a little bit to the right.
There's some things, I guess, in family dynamics that just have to be because that's the way they've always been.
Yeah.
And
they have been getting along better than they've gotten along in years lately, though.
They have been getting along, and I was heartbroken because I would see people post pictures of their kids, and they're all like, and they'll tell me, like, Shelly Saunders, her kids are like best friends. And my kids have not been best friends. They barely have gotten along. So they've been getting along.
You make it sound awful. They just don't do anything together.
They don't. Well, they've been getting along and laughing
you have
together.
A teenage girl and a teenage boy.
But still, there's still people out there that have kids that are teenagers that are like best friends. And I want my kids to be best friends. Someday we're going to be gone and it's just going to be the two of you. So you better learn to get along.
They'll figure it out. Were you best friends with your brothers?
I was never best friends with my brothers, but I know there are siblings out there that are like best friends, and I'm close with my brothers. I love my brothers. We're not best friends though, and my kids may never be best friends. That's okay, but still, when I see siblings that are best friends, I'm sure some of you have siblings that you're best friends with, and it's special. It's special, and it's something.
I think that Facebook pictures are the world's greatest smokescreen.
But there's
because
still,
they're not always as it seems.
There's still people out there that have
Yeah.
siblings that you're best friends, and I love that. So just that my kids are laughing together and getting along and spending time together, it just makes my heart so happy. Anyhow, I don't know how we got on that, but I think that's kind of it for right now. Somebody had asked a question. Kim, there are kits for that, for the Crabapple Hill pillow. There are kits for that on the site. You should just look up Crabapple Hill. Ironically, the name of this pillow is the same as the Kimberbell pillow. It is Sweet Land of Liberty. So you can get on there. That class is going to be amazing. I'm super excited
I
about
had a lot
teaching
of fun doing that. I haven't. In the past, I've created things on Scanica Canvas, but I've never followed a quilting diagram that had specific measurements, and then created a pattern where it drew the lines so that I knew where to sew, and then cut the square. So I loved the challenge. I thought it was so much fun. I've done it a couple of different ways now in my head, so. I think I even have it a little bit simpler. I'm going to give it a couple of tries in between now.
I can't wait to do that
loved
class, because that's, for me, the Scanica for me is all about, I want to be able to cut fabric and just make it easier.
There's no one way that's better than another way, I don't think. I have my personal favorites that comes from a lot of years of working with it. But, there's more than one way to do it.
Yeah. So you're going to learn how to do it, how to put that all in there.
Carolyn, the table topper is called this one. If you're talking about this one is the advanced quilt software, and you must own the software to do the table topper class. If you don't own the software and you want to see if the software is going to be good for you, then there is a complimentary 1-hour demo class on Zoom. That's well prior to the class itself. So this one requires that you own the software to do the class.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's it for now, ladies. Have a great week. Have a great night. I guess it's Tuesday, so we're just starting.
Yeah,
our
we're
week.
just starting.
Be creative, make something awesome. I know if I was home, I would be sewing all day, but I'm here.
I worked on those things all weekend, like literally all weekend.
So exciting.
John and I went to a movie on Sunday. But other than that, I never left the house all weekend.
I love that. I love not leaving the house.
Yeah.
I am just such a homebody.
So I binge watched PBS. I sewed on my my flip pocket folios, and I was pretty pleased I am not fast. I'm methodical, but I'm not fast. So the fact that I got they're all prepped. I mean, everything's right. I just need to put the snaps on them.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Sounds awesome.
Cool.
So I hope you can be that productive. Stay nice and warm. It's kind of cool out there.
Oh, was that snow crazy yesterday or what?
It was fantastic.
It was. It's crazy. I'm not sure I'm going to get any cherries on my tree this year. Because first we had the freeze. And then yesterday, I was watching my poor little cherry trees shiver as it was snowing on them. So I don't know. We'll see if I get peaches and cherries this year.
Hopefully.